Hello, and welcome to Superhuman Samurai Syber Pod. I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
I'm David, and this week again we have a guest. Hello?
Oh, sorry, the audio cut out there for a second. Hey, yes, it's me. Sorry, I heard it's, and then nothing. No, it's me, Grant, known Goofus from Twitter. Hi, thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, our pleasure.
Yeah, hi.
And before we start, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Oh, well, I am an old nerd, I guess. I do a lot of random stuff. I don't know how to describe what I do, but I do some podcasting over the Blade Licking Thieves, where me and some buddies sit on the couch and review all sorts of movies week to week. And then I also do the Super Senpai podcast with my buddy Pat, where we watch tokusatsu together. And I write blog posts for yadatachi.com on the semi-frequent, but probably the thing most people know me for is abusing them with terrible puns on the timeline and talking about One Piece in a very long reaction thread now that has kind of become the main thing I think most people know me for. So which is sort of ironic and weird, but I read One Piece about a chapter a day, and I just talk about how it makes me feel, and people seem to really that. So, yeah.
Well, as far as the puns go, you and I are kindred spirits.
Good.
This could be dangerous.
Oh no!
We're putting together the gestalt. You know, we need to find our other three to form Mighty Punitron.
Yep, we need some legs up in here.
So Grant crosses the anime Twitter section and the Tokusatsu Twitter section that I sort of follow. With and you have seen Transformers, the old G1 stuff, but.
Oh, I don't talk about it all that much, even though I follow a lot of Transformers heads. No, I'm a huge Transformers fan. I say that. I'm much more than probably your average, fleshy human, but I'm not like, I read the IDW comics. And,
you know more than most people, because you're, Blade Licking Thieves, you guys did an episode on Transformers, the movie, the original animated one, and it was so adorable listening to it. Because you called them like Junkatrons or something. It's like
Junkticons or yeah.
It's not quite the 3-hour in depth behind the scenes discussion of Transformers the movie that we did for Patreon.
We know too much to the point that we did that Patreon episode, which ended up being 2 Patreon episodes. It's only $1 a month. You can go get all our backlogs. Got a plug.
Yes.
We had not seen that movie in between 6 months to 3 years or between each of us. So we knew that memory by the back of our hand.
To quote the Generation 1 comics, too much knowledge can lead to madness and even death.
Yeah.
I used to love the G1 run, especially when Simon Furman comes on in the back half. It's good stuff. It's real good stuff.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yes, and now you can buy a Starscream that looks a hell of a lot like Underbase Starscream with all the little greebly details all over.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's a good toy, but it's got too much shit on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it turns out that your combination of fandoms is ideal for the Superhuman Samurai Cyberpod, on which we go episode by episode through SSSS Gridman, a weird hybrid of tokusatsu, anime, and weird Transformers references.
Yes.
Yeah, Gridman is I'm in the same space that this show is. A lot of overlapping Venn diagrams in a really weird way that hopefully people enjoy.
Yeah.
And today's episode is episode 8, Confrontation.
Yay.
That's right. So we open
into it now.
It is time for the school festival, something that I am almost totally unfamiliar with.
Yeah, that's not really something they do in America very much either. I mean, I guess sometimes some schools have little events that are sort of like it. Also, I noted that the theme is Dream with Passion.
Ooh.
Which is
any other way to dream? I mean,
a very sort of generic hopeful, very sort of Japanese sounding saying.
It should be on a motivational poster with like a mountain on it or something. Or
Yes.
a sailboat.
Which I didn't even notice that was the theme of the festival. The original theme song to the first Gridman was Yume no Hero, which means Dream Hero. So I missed that reference.
I was reading the translations of the signs, so that's where that came up.
If this all turns out to be a dream, I'll be very upset. Uh-oh.
I'll say nothing.
Well, fuck. Anyway, school festivals aren't really a thing. Well, I sort of vaguely remember things kind of like that.
Hey, Rob, did you know Mysterio is a villain?
That I did know.
Sorry.
School
Spoilers.
Yes, spoilers for something that anyone who's ever read Marvel Comics knows. And, that Patreon episode is coming. We'll get to it. But, school festivals. I vaguely remember things sort of like this. Well, field days when it was like in elementary school, which was mostly outdoor stuff, but there was like some activities that were not that.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, it's not a high school thing.
Come to think of it, I do remember like in elementary school stuff like this, which was very, very long. Speaking of G1, a very long time ago.
It was G1 ago.
Yes, it was absolutely G1 ago. It was literally G1 ago.
That was 4 reboots ago.
Yes. So yeah, I guess that's more of it. It is something that, at least in America, you see with elementary schools, but not really with high schools.
Yeah, we see some details later on, and they only raise further questions.
Yes. I mean, I guess when you have high schoolers doing something like that, they're gonna come up with sort of silly, goofy theme ideas.
Anyway, it turns out nobody actually wants to do this.
Well, some people did. At least 4 people did.
Well, at least none of our main characters actually want to do this.
No.
The 4 characters that convinced the annoying teacher who used to be an asshole, but thankfully is nice because Gridman readjusted the world because Akane wanted to kill him. The 4 students are Octopunch, G-Axis, the witch girl from Little Witch Academy, and some other person.
They mentioned that Tonkawa and her friends came up with the idea, so it's sort of interesting that they don't remember them, but they still remember they were totally going to put on this festival.
Well, no, Tonkawa, I think is in her group. I think is the ones that voted for what that classroom was going to do.
Ah, okay.
Which ends up being the end of the episode.
Dreaming with passion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Superhuman samurai. Superhuman samurai. They're gonna amp it up. Kick some gigabutt. They're gonna rip it up. A hero always makes the cut.
Anyway, reminiscing about, Utsumi keeps going on about that alien base that was in the sky last episode.
Yeah, and our hero Utah theorizes that it's a city, but not a place anyone lives. You know, like Pittsburgh.
Or Detroit.
Yeah. Well, some people live in Detroit.
Yes.
But Utsumi keeps going on and on about it, and gets a shin kick for it, because the Neon Genesis Evangelion junior high students are in the school.
I like how he points out that Alexis Carib is clearly a last boss. Because he is. He's the final
knows the
boss.
genre tropes. He's seen a lot of Ultraman.
Yeah, he's the one you fight at the end of the season. So I like that getting called out.
And apparently just a group of random wandering, albeit well-dressed hobos can just wander into this high school.
I mean, they are dressed like they're ready for school. Also, it didn't occur to me before. I guess I should have been paying more attention. But one of them mentions that they have on outside shoes.
Yes.
And it hadn't occurred to me that they were just sitting around the junk shop in, like, not outside shoes, but very nice suits. which, I don't know, maybe that's not as weird.
Suits and fuzzy slippers, I guess.
I mean, is this a thing in... We just wore our shoes all day. Unless it was like raining and you had boots or something, but...
No, it's a regular thing. Like, when you go into a Japanese house, you take your shoes off that are outside and put on slippers. In school, you take off your regular shoes and put on school shoes. It is weird to get used to, but it's a thing. Yes.
Okay, I mean, at least in Canada, you do generally take off your shoes when you come into somebody's house. But it's just houses.
Well, in Japan, it's also schools.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I guess, yeah, the junk shop being a business, you would think that they would, you know, at least in the non-residential parts of it, just be wearing normal shoes. But someone does point out that they have on outside shoes.
Also, it's only kind of a business.
So maybe they've just made themselves at home.
Yes.
Outside shoes, but inside metal faceplate.
Yes. Outside shoes, but inside very nice suit.
I'm going to swap this out for my formal Bane mask.
You only adopted the grid, man. I was born in it.
Yes, everyone's picking on Utsume for being a big nerd, including Boar when they show up.
So anyway, there are only 3 of them there at the time, and just in time walks our 4th, who is also the one who is visibly armed.
Yes.
And also the most, I mean, I guess Max is pretty, like, scary looking,
Huge.
but Caliber is the one who is most clearly a hobo. So yes, he walks in through the front gate and is walking through the courtyard, and they're like, you know, he did come in the school before, maybe no one will notice him, but no, people notice this heavily armed hobo wandering into the courtyard.
And apparently call the police.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, they start to do that, and then they shout, "Hey, we got to get out of here!" And
I mean,
Caliber just like jumps into the sky.
Caliber's amazing. He can do no wrong.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
He's my favorite. He's so good.
Which I wonder if that's like a reference to a character he reminds me. He reminds me of Cyborg 002 from Cyborg 009, who was very sky themed and could fly, but had a much pointier nose.
I took it as a reference to the fact that he just sort of flies around as a sword too, so that maybe he's just more aerial as a human, as a fleshy.
He's streamlined. There's no body fat on him because it doesn't look like he ever eats.
And doesn't he also kind of have like that weird ninja run, if I remember correctly?
Yes.
Yes, he runs like a Mazinger Z or a Naruto for newer anime fans.
Mazinger Z and Naruto, both definitely from the same era of anime.
Well, generational, it repeats. Utsume actually gets kicked in the shin twice in this short period of time, which makes it shin kick number 5 and 6 with Boar. The second time she kicks him is because he's going on about, the Vanishing City, Duncan is back, and she kicks him, which is a reference to an original Ultraman show, the episode Vanishing City, with the giant monster Duncan, who looks kind of like...
I figured that was a reference to something.
Kind of like a blue hedgehog who rolls up into a ball, but he comes out of like soap bubbles. It's kind of weird, but that's the original Ultraman show.
I think I may be familiar with another blue hedgehog who turns into a ball.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, and at one point, I think it's where they're having a conversation about Akane, and because they know the shit she's been up to now. And there's just one shot. It's a close-up. It's a cutaway shot to a close-up of Akane's eye, seen through the cracked glass. So it looks like her eyeball is cracked.
Yeah.
It was extremely creepy.
Also, yeah. I really like when Namiko and Haas come up and ask what the deal was with those people in suits, and she says they're the Neon Genesis Junior High, and one of them says that sounds like a shitty band name, and now I just want to have a band named that.
I mean, they kind of look like a band.
They look like a
They could be a ska band.
I was definitely going to say ska band. I mean, I guess they would have to swap out those outdoor shoes for, like, the ska shoes.
Yes. Yes.
And Caliber turns into the trombone, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's a given.
And I don't think any of them wear hats.
Yeah, I guess, Max would have to be on drums.
Yes, probably. He is definitely a drummer.
Vit is like bass guitar because he's gonna get the ladies.
Yes.
Which by default, I guess, makes Boar lead guitar?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Or, wait, what the hell instruments are in a ska band?
Well, there's a trumpet and possibly another guy with a trumpet.
Basically all, whatever, your high school friends from band, like whoever you can talk into joining your ska band, those are the instruments you have. So also, if you talk
tuba and triangle.
Generally you need like way more guys for a ska band. I'm not sure I ever saw a ska band that had fewer than like 6 members.
See, that's I have to assume that the reason ska got popular was because it was where you could have your like friends from the high school marching band come be in your rock band.
I mean, they're gonna need some extra guys, maybe based on those Dinobots that were in the toy line but didn't make it to the movie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes.
Anyway, so, nobody actually wants to go to this festival, including, our pal, Akane, who is just about to unleash a new monster, in this case a Mechagodzilla type version of the first episode's monster.
What the fuck even is the name? Mechagodzilla.
Gulgilas.
It has its neck is very Car Robots Galvatron, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I guess much like that, it's also a drill thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Which,
again,
also Car Robots Galvatron's neck was. Or I guess that was his tail. I don't know. He had a lot of parts that were a lot of things.
In at least one of his modes, I think that was the head.
Yeah. He had too many modes.
Anyway, she's about to unleash it, but then gets a wicked case of monstrous interruptus.
Yes, Akane says, wait, no instance abreaction this time. Wait for it.
And he's just like so put off by this because he was all excited to get a monster going.
You're giving me the monster blue balls here. Come on.
But nope, she's decided she wants to unleash it during the festival because festivals are dumb.
Mm-hmm. That whole unveiling scene is just so good. Like, she brings the model to school, sets it down on her desk, and she brings everyone in the Gridman Alliance over. It's like, oh, get over here, Cliffjumper and Sideswipe and Megatron. Come here and see this. This is the next kaiju this is what you're going to face next.
And she's not even threatening about it. She's like, look how cool this is. Look at this cool thing I made. Because she still doesn't understand.
Yeah, we're totally dropping the masquerade here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a total power move. And there's a really good shot of like the camera's positioned just below the model's neck and it's looking up at them. So even though they're looking down on it, like it's still the energy on it's kind of different. Like it's projecting power at them, even though the shot is from below. So that was a really nice touch, I thought, especially because all her other quote unquote friends come over and like, oh, what a cool figure! Haha. She's like, yeah, haha, I make models. I'm going to kill people with this thing. Like,
possibly you.
This episode really does go heavy on her being like super messed up.
Yeah, it's a contrast to, like, she's just being an average schoolgirl, kind of, but the implications of her having this model there is massively frightening to the main characters.
Yes.
Because, hey, look, I'm going to unleash this monster at the festival. Here's what it looks like. You can't stop me. And then Skywarp and G2 Thundercracker just come over and hang around her. And call her, oh, that's such a cute monster.
They're like, they don't seem very impressed by it.
I mean, it always worried people when I brought kaiju models to school, but I don't think it was the same kind of worry as something else.
Yeah, same with my Transformers in high school. By which I mean shoving G2 Megatron in my backpack.
It's that Mike Wazowski meme, and it's just you talking about Scorponok, and everyone else like, whoa.
Pretty much that accurately sums up me in high school.
It's time for me to overshare about school and art projects.
Yes, go for it.
One time, I forget if this was in like senior high school or in like first or second year college, but one time I made a wireframe Godzilla and covered it with tinfoil. It wasn't quite that good of a Godzilla, but there it was. I forget if it was actually for something or it was just a side thing, because in one class I had to make like a fake ad for Absolute Vodka. Get a bottle, make something that was an ad for it. So
that was specifically what you were assigned? Because this was high school?
That teacher was retiring that day.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was high school or the beginning of college. I don't know. It was an empty bottle. I think the teacher gave us the bottles.
As soon as he was finished drinking them, he just slammed them on your desk and said, "Get to work, kids. Is this our project? Sure, whatever."
Here you go.
Anyway, it was, well, most people did like photographs and stuff. I actually made a model. It was sort of like a volcano with the Absolute Vodka bottle sitting in there, and Godzilla, a Godzilla toy I had, standing at the base of the volcano. So, yes, I brought a kaiju to class and got a grade on it.
That's awesome.
I think it was either a B+ or an A-.
I did have one time when I needed a prop for my film production class, and I brought in Shockwave, but him being a gun, he had to stay in the teacher's room all day. Also, okay, so I got involved in the fandom part of Transformers pretty early on. For my senior high school photo, I was in a photo class because this was back when we had film. And I guess this is kaiju related, because one of the toys that I brought in to do some like nice still model work with was Deathsaurus. So, who I had when I was a senior in high school. He's pretty kaiju-y.
If only you knew now what you knew, or if only you knew then what you knew now, you could have just flipped Shockwave upside down and told him he was a submarine.
That's a very good point. Just wasn't thinking outside the box enough. I mean, he's clearly a submarine. Look at him.
He's got
the conning tower and everything else.
Ignore his literal trigger.
That makes him make space gun sounds because it worked.
Anyway, so we're dropping all pretense of this being a secret. So we head back to the old junk shop, and they start debating, how they're going to handle this monster. And their bright idea is to combine Gridman with everybody at once, even though, as seen, I believe, last episode, that makes stuff start glitching out. And thus the solution to this is to make Gridman smaller.
Yes, I was thinking what they need to do is, like, go into the settings and, like, reduce the draw distance and, just tinker with their graphic settings a little bit. But I guess making him smaller is an option as well. Yes.
I made the mix with the pixel so he just looks really, really badly drawn and out of focus.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a background element now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, anyway, obviously their first thought, as with all this, is, fighting based, and their pal is not so, thrilled with this. She, Akane is her friend, despite being a, crazy monster-making recluse who, we now know is a total sociopath.
Yes.
And, she thinks, maybe they need to find another solution. But,
she's like, maybe we could, talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Is this where she has the fight with Utsume that, well,
yes.
isn't a fight, but is really a fight?
Yes.
Yeah, because Utsumi is, I mean, he is in a way correct because Akane is crazy, but he's also being a real dick about it.
Ooh.
And also, but of course she lands the most devastating blow of all when she says that he's the only one who ever actually calls them the Gridman Alliance.
Which is true, but also mean. But yeah, and this is sort of, definitely kind of calling out the way the show kind of balances out the high school drama versus the monster fights. She's like, maybe we should try, talking about our feelings. And they're like, no, fighting. Fighting is cool. We like fighting. I mean, Yuta seems to be fairly on the fence about it, but Utsume definitely wants to go have a fight.
Yeah, he's not taking sides in this one.
No.
It's just, I'm going to let you two fight it out, and then I will get to the necessary business of grid manning.
Yes.
Towards the end of the episode.
Yes.
Anyway, it's time for another weird interlude with our favorite, by which I mean Jen's favorite. It's Auntie, who has
my son.
The now monocular.
He's a baby
Auntie.
boy. He's a little bean.
My poor baby, my poor child.
He's a good little bean.
He just wanders into the junk shop, starving, and also just staring at people like a weirdo, which almost gets him stabbed with a giant, ridiculous knife.
Oh, another really good scene.
We've all been there, really.
When he first comes into the shop, Caliber jumps up, and Caliber's acting like someone's dog. Like, oh, he's seen another dog, and he must get up and bark at it.
Yes.
Then they tell him, no, sit down. Bad dog.
And this knife looks like one of the...
Caliber will just fight.
It looks like one of the knives they're fighting with.
How I almost threw hands with this 13-year-old.
It looks like one of the knives from the climax of the movie Undefeatable.
It is a
I
really
thought
big
it
knife
definitely
that comes
looked
from
like a knife that came with a Dinobot. Like, it definitely had that movie era Transformer sort of...
It definitely looks like a knife that you find in, like, the bloodied floor of a gladiator's pit. Like, it's not a... For someone that's ostensibly a child, to be carrying that knife around, it's a little intense.
Yes.
I don't know where you'd even get this thing.
Yes. I mean, Caliber has been known to occasionally draw swords that are far too large for his actual sheaths, so
that's true.
Presumably they can just produce
subspace.
ridiculous weapons at will.
But yeah, have you never seen a knife catalog? Did you not get these as a kid somehow? Like,
no.
Oh my god.
Somehow I did. I don't remember what I did to get
My
these, but I was getting like,
I guess bought some knives.
they would have like Highlander swords in them.
David,
don't know why I got them, but I was entertained by them.
I feel like this is an American thing.
Yes, it is probably really an American thing, but it's
David, not to plug my own show again, but have you listened to our Highlander Search for Vengeance pod? Because this discussion, like, literally word for word happens, and it's kind of great, actually, talking about how, like, one of my co-hosts is talking about how, like, he went to like karate, and in the back of, like, the catalogs where they sold, like, the karate gis and the sparring gear and stuff, there'd be just like an ad for a Highlander sword.
Yes.
I actually have. I've been going back through some of your back catalog randomly. I've listened to Blade Licking Thieves before, but I kind of fell off it. But no, I didn't actually get to that one yet. So
yeah, you should, because you bring that up, and it's funny because, like, just 2 weeks ago we were talking about it.
Yes.
Very serendipitous.
One of these days I will have one of those replica Frostmournes I saw at the Renaissance Festival.
And then you take it back to the Renaissance Fair. You're like, I am now king of England, I guess?
So, while one small child is threatening another child missing an eye with a knife, Megatron Mom comes in, and she's all cheerful like usual.
Yes. And she sees this poor, hungry child and makes him some food.
Well, I guess she buys him
delicious
some
anime food.
like from a cafe, she said.
Yeah, she said something about it being cafe food, and I have to assume that she doesn't mean, like, I mean, maybe it just means that their little coffee bar they have there has limited food options, and that's what they have. Or
yeah, that's how I read it. But.
Yeah.
I mean, it's anime food, so it looks way too good. Like, it's just like toast and jam, but you're like, oh my god, it looks delicious. I would eat that right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it seemed more self-denigrating than that food deserved. Like, lady,
Right.
there is no reason to apologize for that food if that's actually coming from your cafe.
But listen, this is a bad idea. If you feed him, you're gonna keep him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, wait, that's it. No. Caliber is a dog, Auntie is a cat that just wandered up.
Exactly.
Makes more sense.
Also,
He's a stray cat, you fed him, he will come back now.
Also, in the subtitles at least, Boar straight up just called her mom.
Yeah, they just kind of live there now.
They just kind of live there
Yes.
now. They just call her mom. It's just like, not like Rika's mom, just capital M mom.
Well, I guess, I'm not sure if that's actually them, or maybe it's a Japanese cultural thing. That like, but I remember calling some of my friends' moms, Mom, on occasion. Like, you're there often enough at their house. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, I mean, rather than Mrs. Whoever.
Yeah, that's weird.
Please, it's Mrs. Mom. You don't know me that well yet. And then Auntie proceeds to eat like an animal, like a beast.
Yeah.
Look, I dated someone for 9 years and was never entirely sure if their mother was on first name basis with me or not.
Oh.
I am socially awkward.
Oh.
Just call her mom.
Anyway, he does indeed end up taking off, but not before leaving them his phone number, and I refuse to believe that he owns a phone.
No, he does, because Akane called him before.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She gave him a phone.
Yeah. Because she doesn't want to let him into the house, so she has to give him a phone and just throw him outside. This is the only way to get in contact with him.
Yes, we're to a point now where even your stray kaiju child has a cell phone. Everyone has a cell phone. Just assume that everyone has a cell phone, even if they're homeless monster children.
Yeah, like a half feral man monster.
Yes, he's still got a phone.
And when Auntie's leaving and Boar's reacting like aggressive at him, it's like you say thank you for this food to this nice kind woman, and I keep screwing up Boar's gender. He sticks the knife in Auntie's face, but Caliber intercedes. Is like, no, I got his phone number, let him go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Boar looks over at Max. Are you gonna put up with this shit? I was like, whatever. The face animation and the close-ups, this show is really well animated, but this episode might have, like, some of my favorite animation in it. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of good close-ups and whip pans and things.
It's got a lot of good expressions.
Even though, like, when Boar pulls the knife out and does a spin that makes a really good animated gif, like, he's off-model, but it looks really good.
Yeah.
Alright, we cut now to Rika and Akane. They are on the bus, because as previously established, they're bus buddies.
Yes.
They're the only ones on the bus.
Yes.
Not even the show can get away from trying to ship Optimus and Megatron. It's just, that's always gonna happen everywhere.
And they have an extremely eerie conversation.
Yes. I would like to point out that is one of the few ships that I don't really get behind too much, just because I feel like shipping anyone with Optimus Prime is like shipping them with Dad. Like Optimus Alita G1 shipping, it's like your parents. That's creepy. Like, except that they're together and then think no more of it. So, but this show is absolutely using this for their Optimus Megatron Shattered Glass ship fic.
Mm-hmm. And so, the Akane, Rika does say, you are my friend, and of course she is, because as Akane says, she set it up that way. She can't possibly hate her.
She made her to be her friend, which begs the question to me, did she make her wear that skirt?
This hug lasts a little too long, so I'm going to say yes.
Yes. It's definitely some hugging going on there. So yes, I'm going to say that Rika's barely existent skirt is absolutely Akane's doing.
It is
really divine will, I think is what we're deciding.
I'm starting to wonder if this is a Tommy Westphall situation.
Anyway, the conversation is layered with subtext. We're ignoring you, Rob.
That's fine.
Cause Rika accuses you killed Tonkawa and the other girls, and then Akane Shinjo comes back with, no, the kaiju killed them. I just made the kaiju and wanted it to get rid of them. Akane is distancing herself from her own actions, while at the same time being really touchy-feely with Rika, like wrapping her arms around her neck from behind and saying, you were made this way. I made you this way. It's
to be mine. I made you to be mine. I mean, she does not, my friend, but
yes.
But yeah, it's, well, that's the thing is she's distancing herself from the parts of it that are violent and, damaging and, quote, bad, but not distancing herself from the part that's Rika wearing an extremely small skirt.
And now into more symbolism, or possible symbolism, like good artistry. There've been a lot of close-ups of eyes in earlier episodes, but then in this episode, it starts to ramp up more with like the earlier shot with the cracked glass eye. There's a lot of close-up shots of Rika's eye on this bus. Mm-hmm. Like her reacting to the shit Akane's throwing at her. Just the emotions in the eyes, and you really notice that, well, as previously mentioned, everybody in the town has blue eyes, except for Akane. Mm-hmm. And Rika's eyes are blue, but there's a hint of pink at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, Auntie does not have blue eyes.
Well, not like one of the kids from the school in the town. What the hell color are Auntie?
Auntie isn't people.
Well, yes, Auntie isn't people.
They're red, aren't they?
Yes. Yes, they're red.
And of course, anytime there's close-ups of eyes, this is just a random thing, but I remember seeing a production note from an animator a couple years ago talking about how complex modern anime eyes are to draw. Yes. That it takes longer to draw a single eye than it used to draw the entire bridge of the space battleship Yamato. So every time I see anime eyes now, I just think of exploding starships and all the lives lost to make those eyes, like the human costs of those eyes.
That's why we don't get all the machinery, the lovingly rendered machinery that we used to get in old anime. It's because all that effort has now gone into drawing their eyes. So that explains a lot.
Yeah, well, it's a give and take, a mix and match. Like a lot of modern Gundam, they will use a lot of CG work for the Gundams.
So they can have more time to do the eyes.
Yeah,
exactly.
But they will have the CG models and then they will draw over them to add expression, or for some important things they'll actually draw, but a lot of it is CG. Mm-hmm. And I swear, at least some shows I think are actually using CG to place on the eyes, like for basic shots. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least maybe. I frickin' hope so, because some of them are really, like in this show, it's so detailed with like the edging and there's like 4 layers of color in Akane's eyes in the close-ups.
Yes.
It looks great, but yeah, it's maybe I've gone a bit too far.
Yes. It's pretty, the eyes of the characters in this show are just extremely detailed. And we've already pointed out the, Transformers good guy, bad guy, eye color dichotomy. But yes, she does have that little bit of pink in her eye.
And this scene is also really important just in terms of for her, this episode wanting to be like, hey, we should just talk this out. We shouldn't go straight to fighting. But just kind of realizing she's dealing with someone who, whether or not they can be negotiated with, she certainly is not negotiating like a normal person is. She's dealing with somebody who either is very powerful or thinks they're very powerful and isn't really open to discussion. It's going to have to come down to giant mecha fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Thank God. But it's a stark realization for her, and it's a very, she's like, this person has power or thinks they have power, and I can't take her off this course.
Yeah, she realizes that her way is not going to work. This scene is also very important to me for other reasons that we won't go into.
Yes. The gay subtext and things for later episodes, because
I like really creepy, messed up relationship dynamics, but I don't like the inherent gender dynamics brought into it when it's heterosexual. So
yeah, it is better this way, but it's still...
This is directly up my alley.
Some degree creepy. It's either a little bit creepy or a lot creepy.
That skirt, though. It's like, I'm gonna put her in a barely existent skirt. There we go. And she's gonna be my special friend. Anyway, okay, sorry.
Anyway, anyway, Utah and his pal have decided, maybe we're going to try and talk to Akane as well. And, they troop out to her place, which I'm sure smells terrible.
What? Wait, didn't they? I thought they did it at the school.
Yeah, I think that was a back room at the school, which basically, like, her room is, her place
her
is
room
basically
does look like that, yes.
Indistinguishable from a high school utility closet.
Oh, okay. I guess I saw the bags on the floor, and that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
They just weren't bothering to draw the shelves.
There's a shot where you look outside and you see the students playing in, like, the quad or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're in, like, a back room somewhere.
And they also try and convince her that, maybe we can work this out in a way that doesn't involve monster punching, but...
Or at least postpone it a day. It's like, let the festival happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, the thing is, there are going to be a lot of people around for the festival. That's why she wants to do it then. And that's why they want her to not do it then, because that's gonna be like, as we see, like, everybody's parents show up, and yeah, it's a bad time to be having a monster fight. But no, she says that that's an excellent time to be having a monster fight.
Yeah. So they come up with a truly novel solution via which they break the tokusatsu rules. They send Gridman in first. It's a preemptive strike. And this giant...
Not a strike so much as just like walking around scaring everyone.
Yes. And so they evacuate the festival. And of course, prior to this, we get a real countdown to the festival via montage.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's a really nice like, there's a bunch of neat things going on in the countdown. Like, one time we see a 4. Oh, we're getting a Spider-Man 4 comic! No. That's an unrelated thing, and I'm guessing Rob is weeping because he's quiet right now. But other things we see, like, we see a Pigmon, the little sort of weird pink funny face thing that's drawn in a style like,
it says Ultraman Kids.
Ultraman Kids. With their cute, adorable version. Like it's a cute chibi SD cartoon short thingies.
So this was like Ultraman Babies?
Yeah. Basically, yes. Like,
Ultra Babies.
They don't fight the aliens. The aliens are just adorable little kids, too. We see there's a giant inflatable Woozer, and I still have not seen the anime Woozer, so that's just a thing to me. And in one shot, in one of the earlier ones, we see Where's Waldo's Waldo. He's green.
Didn't see that.
I really think Woozer peaked with their first album. I haven't really liked much of their subsequent stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I hear they like a girl with a short skirt and a long kaiju.
This kaiju does have a long neck. And before Akane sends her drone in to watch the school and have Alexis Carab unleash his monster, we see a close-up of her room and more kaiju monsters. And a shelf full of lots and lots of cyborg and mecha monsters.
Also, I'd just like to point out that when Gridman shows up at the school, I don't know what the soundtrack thought it was doing, but it seemed to think it was the intro to Van Halen's Jump for several seconds. I don't know what was going on with that, but it was very notable. Anyway, as you were saying.
And, like, at least half of the mecha kaiju that are there are actually upgraded versions of other kaiju. Like, there's, what is it? A version of Crazy Gone that has, like, demon shit on its face. There's Mecha Baltan, King Joe Black as opposed to the regular King Joe.
I was hoping the original version of that was Meat Joe Black.
I was hoping the regular version was just Joe Black.
I don't know why he was named King Joe, but King Joe is a mecha from, I think, Ultra 7. I think he's that far back.
Ultra 7 was his first appearance, and then he's repeatedly shown up throughout the series from then on. Big favorite. One of my favorites, too.
Yeah, he showed up in a bunch of different things. And part of Mecha Ghouljulus's design, like, the part behind the neck sort of looks a little bit like King Joe's face. Well, he's a weird, ugly robot. It's hard to describe face, but where a face would be on something else.
Yeah, I'm looking him up now. It's kind of like if you had mittens for hands and you were trying to replicate one of the Cybermen from Doctor Who.
Kinda. Or like a really bad Star Wars background robot.
Yeah, if like a Cyberman had sex with the Gonk droid from Star Wars.
Yes! It's kind of like that. Oh yeah, it's got gonk feet. Wow.
And kind of a gonk face.
Sorta, yeah, because it's got little circles on a line that's sort of a dead smiley face.
It's got flathead screws for hips and coffee cans for ears and then like stained glass for a chest. I mean... Great. King Joe's the best. And can, like, separate into parts. I love King Joe.
Yeah. I had a King Joe toy as a kid that I think I lost and, like, the antennas broke off. It was a member of Godzilla's gang, which I have a bunch of.
So, I mean, I guess the way she sort of arranged her kaiju here, it's like she's putting together an inspiration board.
Yeah, that's kind of what they are. Like, in other episodes we've seen, like, there's a thematic shelf.
Yeah.
And she takes inspiration from that.
It's like how, all the women my age use Pinterest.
Yes, I was absolutely going to be, as a woman approaching your age. I guess more David's age.
Listen, I'm approaching your ages, you Methuselahs.
Yeah, that's the proper direction time passes, I realize. But yes, I also immediately thought of Pinterest.
Anyway, so she is upset that he is, scared off all potential victims and thus sends Mecha Ghoulgilus into action. It is a big drilly robo-dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
And to combat it, he indeed calls upon all four of the Neon Genesis Evangelion gang. And they merge in a very cool sequence that I'm very certain is a reference to something that you will now explain to me.
Yes, this is where things get complicated. Kinda. Like, I mentioned in previous episodes, like, there was the one shot that was, like, almost, it was really short, it was only like a few seconds long. It was a shot-for-shot remake of a scene from the opening animation of, Heavy Metal Dragonar, where, there's a person on the roof seeing, a Gridman go by, but it's Dragonar and Dragonar. And there've been other, like in the very first episode, is a heavy reference to, like when Gridman jumps on top of the building and then jumps off to kick a monster, the Ghoulgilus. It's not quite a shot for shot, but it's a very heavily referenced from the fight in the first episode of Dangaio. Now both of those things were animated by an animator who still works today and does a lot of mecha design. And for a while, he was well known for doing awesome animation openings of TV shows, mostly mecha shows. Mm-hmm. Mr. Masami Obari.
Okay.
Now, the combination and later in this episode, the final sword attack are almost direct copies of animation from, what's the full name of the show? I have to find it. I remember the show. Oh, Brave Express Might Gain.
I've heard of Might Gain.
It's
Yes.
it's in the Brave series. It was like 4 or 5 before King of Braves Gal Gaigar. And Masami, I'm pretty sure Masami Obari animated those 2 shots that it replicates in this episode, and they're replicated to the point of it's more than homage. It's kind of going into plagiarism.
Oh.
And on Twitter, Masami Obari wasn't happy about that at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's already, even to do that, I mean, it's called the Obari pose for a reason, so it's like you already know you're in that territory, and if you're basically tracing, it's like, come on, guys.
Well, like, the sword pose itself is like, Masami Obari has done that. Like, people were doing that pose before him, he just perfected it, and it's just been going on since then. So doing that holding pose, but like, the way the sword slashes through the monster is a shot for shot of Mike Gain.
Oh. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like, somebody must have pointed out to Obari, and he saw it, was like, wow, fuck, that's my shit. What the hell? So there were a few days, like maybe an entire week, where he was annoyed at that, and at some point it got smoothed out.
Oh, well, that's good.
By, at least, like, Obari did, like, the cover illustration for one of the toys or model kits or something. So he was commissioned to do that to at least smooth things out. Mm-hmm. Maybe other stuff happened. And I guess he got the point that, like, the director of the show really loves Obari stuff and, like, was just so excited that, ooh, I'm gonna reference some of my favorite stuff. And he just went a little too far.
Yeah.
To the point that, like, cause, like, referencing shit in anime, like, that happens all the time, like the Obari sword pose, but this is a hair too far. Mm. It looks freaking awesome, but I mean, it's problematic.
Yeah, and I mean that's also kind of in a weird space. I don't know if you guys know Mike Dent or Mock Dent on Twitter.
That's where I'm getting most of my information.
And former guest.
He that on some of our episodes.
Oh, then great. Yeah, okay. Terrific. Because his threads on these are just...
he will be back next episode, because next episode is his favorite kind of Ultraman episode.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah, Mike's a great guy. Okay, then if you guys are aware of his threads, then yeah, because I was going to say this, it is kind of weird for this one because it is such a referential work, but then at the same time, you can go too far and be like, okay, you know.
like Mike Gain isn't like super well known, but
no, none of the Brave stuff is.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, Gal Gaigar is about the best, and even then, that's kind of a niche hit.
Gal Gaigar, like a lot of people know Gal Gaigar. Gal Gaigar is the best of the Brave series. Mike Gain is like the second or third best of the series. It just, like, people have heard of it enough. And Obari is well known enough that it's a bit much, dude. I mean, it would have been nice if he'd contacted Obari before, instead of having to go, what the fuck did you do to my art? You copied it. And it's like, smoothing it out later.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, like, when I first saw it, because I've seen a little bit of Mike Gain, I kind of, and, like, the combination is like, oh, I've seen that episode of Mike Gain, I know that. So I figured, like, they'd actually gotten Obari to do this episode. Nope.
Yeah, so by your powers combined, I am full-powered Gridman.
And Akane makes some derisive comment about how he's just a robot now. I'm like, screw you, robots are awesome.
And I feel this is a terminology thing because
rude.
I kind of thought he was a robot before.
No, he was supposed to be like a kaiju lizard monster thing. He was just made out of paper mache and clay.
Well,
and
no, he means Gridman.
Right, Gridman. I thought Gridman was a robot before.
Well, Gridman, see, now...
I know this is
digging back up the Ava discourse.
This is a mecha v robot thing.
Gridman's not really a robot. He's more of a bio-titan.
Gridman. Actually, Gridman kind of falls into like the Ultraman category. Like, is he actually an alien? I forget how Gridman works.
I mean,
he's robot-ish looking, but he's not actually a robot.
Okay, because I did think that Ultraman was a robot.
No.
Also, I feel like Evangelions aren't actually robots, is the Frankenstein was the name of the doctor of anime.
I'm sorry, I don't care. That's the hill I will die. That's the only discourse of Ava I will engage in.
I appreciate
Ultraman, Evangelions are Ultraman references, and therefore an Ultraman is not a mecha, so I know they have pilots, I don't care, so does a jet plane that doesn't make it a mecha. I will argue about this to the end of time.
I appreciate and agree with the comment. I like to point out that that's basically the Frankenstein is the name of the doctor of anime discourse.
Exactly. And you know what? And I recognize that is that's the mode I'm in with like a nasally high pitch. I was like, well, actually, they're bio-titans. Like, I recognize that about myself, but I still will do it every single time.
To be fair, she's also, no, Gridman is not actually a robot. Additionally, and maybe it was a terminology thing, because I think the problem is now he just looks like a brave robot or a he's got, the complaint is now he's just all a bunch of vehicle kibble.
Yes, he is.
How is that even a complaint? Come on.
He's got too many accessories. This toy line has too many gimmicks now.
Yeah, cause it's, what the heck is it called? It's Hyperlink Combined Full Power Gridman, which is a reference to, like, the original show with the combining thing, and what was it, Thunder Gridman or whatever the crap it was.
Anyway, he proceeds to brutally murder this mecha ghoul Gilas.
Yep, tearing its head off.
Yes, with wrestling moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure what it is, because he's like grabbing his neck and like not quite suplexing him.
Well, most wrestling moves don't involve you tearing your opponent's head off.
No.
Yeah, the anatomy is a little weird, but it's a great fight.
The anatomy's a little weird because this thing keeps going after you tear its head off. It's like a cockroach.
Well,
yes,
that's a
or
standard
chicken.
thing. Have you never seen Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 or whatever that is?
I have not. No.
I feel like you know the
70s
answer to
one.
that, David.
So he takes Mechagodzilla's head off, but I guess the brain of the Mechagodzilla is not in the head.
Yes, well, because in the first movie where Godzilla fought Mechagodzilla, he rips his head off, and then that's the end of the robot. So in the second one, when he rips his head off, he has a second head underneath.
So so does the second one pop up?
That's some like next level shonen anime stuff. Ha! You fool! You thought that was my main head? I've had a secret head all along.
Yeah, it's like a little glowing dome brain.
Okay, I thought maybe he had like an extra head in his butt, like a Stegosaurus or something.
That would be cool. Actually, there is at least one Ultraman monster that does that in Ultraman Maybeus. I forget what it's called. I think it's like the first monster he fights. Like, he kills it by ripping its heads off. And then later in another episode, I think maybe it's even the next episode, it turns upside down and the tail is now the head.
Ooh.
That was cool. Anyway, there's a twin drill breaker attack in this episode, which is a Gurren Lagann reference.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks it's not like a shot for shot of a Gurren Lagann attack, but the style of the drills launching is similar.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will just nod my head because I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh, it's good. Well, it's good if you love old Super Robot shows.
I think it's I actually would prefer to watch the things it's again, I hate to be that guy, but I would rather just watch old Super Robot shows than watch Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is kind of fun at parts and and the Lagann itself is a very cool robot, and I like the robot's gimmick.
I'm not much fun. I tend to go more for the un-Super Robot shows, like your Gundams and...
Okay. Well, hey, Gundam's got some of the best super robots.
Well,
so.
Yes, it does.
They're not like... I guess they are a little bit magic, but they're not like magic super robots.
Oh, have you seen Mobile Fighter G Gundam? Because
well,
let me tell you about the magic
that doesn't
in that
count.
show.
That doesn't count for literally anything.
Oh, G Gundam counts for a lot,
No.
my friend.
It
Believe
does
me,
count.
it counts for a great deal.
anyway,
It's the best one. But like Minovsky particles and fin funnels, that's frickin' magic.
Okay, that one and honestly Wang are pretty much super robot anime, but I mean like Universal.
0079, the RX-78 has a giant hammer. Amuro flies into like a rainbow psychic space and talks to his enemy about their shared girlfriend. I mean, it's not a super robot show. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of that has a lot of like grounding in established science fiction.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that, and
I'm just saying the legacy's a little more mixed, is what I would argue.
I guess.
War, it's gritty and terrible. We have to make hard choices, like how many lightsabers do I carry into this space fight?
See, as we have established, I like it when things are gritty and terrible. That's my thing.
I recommend you watch the Philadelphia Flyers next season then.
Oh no.
Anyway, I kind of just have a grudge against Gurren Lagann because when Transformers Animated was airing, there was a certain segment of fandom that claimed that every time somebody said boo, it was a reference to Gurren Lagann, even though it hadn't even come out when they were making the first 2 seasons of Animated.
Honestly,
yeah,
I'm with you on this. I'm ready to hold the banner and fight this fight. Let's do it, man.
It was maddening.
I think they were in production. They were in production at the same time, I guess, and I think Gurren Lagann had aired before. Well, most of Animated, but like nobody on the Animated crew had seen Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I mean
until like the 3rd season when
there was a guy who was a reference, Dirt Boss.
Dirt Boss is definitely a reference. Yes, Derek had seen some of that show by then.
But yeah, they were running concurrently enough that it couldn't, they couldn't bleed over too much until later on.
Anyway, so our monster of the week is defeated, and now we can go about with the business of having this festival, which for some reason involves Utsumi in a maid costume.
So wait, I have a question about something.
Is it about maid costumes?
What?
Not yet. We get basically a moment during that fight where we get the excuse for someone to release a gold chrome variant of
that's right.
Mech's Gridman. And I'm wondering, like, I always just assumed that was like, I mean, you see that a lot with Transformers where they would just have like a gold chrome, like lucky draw version of a toy. And I thought that was just, is that like a thing in actual anime, or is that just a reference to toys doing that?
Just the turning gold?
Yes.
That's very much a Super Robot thing.
Okay.
Gal Gaigar does that. Burning God Gundam does that. It's just like yellow courage, gold amazingness. You're just going Super Saiyan,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the first one was. Like, G Gundam was it 94? So that, if it wasn't the first, that was like the one that kind of canonized, when you're in your ultimate super mode, you turn gold.
Yes, you glow and crash into things.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Okay. Cause I mean, that was definitely a thing that Takara was really into with Transformers limited releases. I mean, I had a solid gold version of Jazz that was just like supposed to be a reference to the episode The Golden Lagoon, and I bought like little cotton gloves for handling him so I didn't get them all fingerprinty. So yeah, it's something that I'm familiar with from toys because that seems like sort of an easy, special release. So I wasn't sure if that was something that actually tended to show up in shows other than just standard glowing and crashing into things.
So anyway, this maid costume.
Yeah.
I thought he was wearing this as like some sort of symbol of apology. But then Rika is dressed as an admiral, and I'm just very confused.
Well, it's their festival. It's part of their, like, festival show things they're doing.
I can give you at least half an answer why. Like, in standard school festivals, or at least in anime anyway, like, each homeroom classroom decides, like, what they're gonna do. Like, we're gonna have a maid cafe, or we're gonna have tea ceremonies, or we're gonna make a haunted house. So each, like, classroom has a different gimmick that they vote on what they're gonna do.
Okay.
And apparently, Tonkawa, aka Psykill, and her friends voted, we'll have a cross-dressing cafe. I don't know why Rika's dressed as, like, a military admiral. I don't know how that fits into it.
I mean,
maybe that was the only male outfit she had.
There probably aren't a lot of female admirals.
Possibly. Oh, wait. So, maybe her dad was in the military and he's a small man? I don't know.
Mm.
Or she just beat up a short admiral on the way to school. I forgot about my costume. Just clocked some admiral from the Defense Force and took it.
Alright, this guy looks like he's about my size.
Yes.
Yeah, and Well, as a result of Utsume in a maid outfit and Utah in a schoolgirl uniform, there was much fan art rejoicing.
Of course.
Mm.
And then, sort of unusually, the show just kind of keeps going while the credits are rolling.
Yeah.
Well, it's unusual for this show, but it's like a standard anime thing. Like every once in a while, an episode will run long, and we need sort of a semi-dramatic ending that the animation will keep going through the credits.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gave it a very heartfelt, especially when they get past the talking about wearing. Not even talking about wearing the maid outfit. They only address this in that there's a mention of them needing to hand out some flyers, and the translation for the flyer says something about a gender swap cafe. But just the montage after that just gives it a very emotional feel with the end credit music playing, and I really like that. It was all feelsy.
Oh, and we get to see Skywarp and G2 Thundercracker hanging out again on the rooftop. They're apparently not doing shit for their classroom.
I thought she was Astro Train.
Right, it was Astro Train. Sorry, I forgot. I forgot about the tie. I remember she was black and purple.
The other one is absolutely Thundercracker, though. So,
that jacket. Every episode she appears in, I still want that jacket.
So good.
Yeah.
And then, much like an MCU movie, you better stay through the credits, because there's a stinger.
Yes! Oh, you did keep watching. Yay! I forgot to mention that. I was hoping you did.
Yes.
Again, I'm a guy who goes to a lot of superhero movies, so I know to stay now.
Yes. I don't seem to have quite entirely internalized the fact that there are no next episode stingers in this series. So I always end up waiting until the next episode page loads on Crunchyroll, and then I'm like, okay, it's over now.
That is it. Grant, you watch other anime. Is this the thing? I've seen some shows where they don't actually have an ending or a teaser for the next episode, but it comes out online or something.
It varies. I mean, every show is different, but having a very common, I say very common, for most of my anime watching, a common practice is to have a short preview, usually involving the voice cast talking like the characters as they narrate what's coming next, or having a narrator do it if it was, a few decades ago. But I mean, some kind of preview is usually a thing, but then sometimes they'll do these online only, or they'll have a stinger that's more like an MCU thing where it's in the text of the actual show, but the various, I mean, some of my favorites would be say, Gunbuster. The OVA had these wonderful little science lessons at the end of each episode, but of course each science lesson was completely and utterly fictitious. It was the characters in chibi form, presenting science facts that were not at all facts. So.
I really liked the one in the original Mobile Suit Gundam, at least in the old dub. The very good old dub, where they would
the same in Japanese.
Yeah, they would have the little "Who will survive" stinger at the end, and so there's the one that comes out before the episode Garma's Fate, where it's very clearly being telegraphed that Garma is probably going to die in the next episode, and then they're like, the next episode of Mobile Suit Gundam, Garma's Fate, who will survive? It's well, not fucking Garma.
Yeah,
I think we know who's not surviving.
I mean, the ultimate is in Mazen Kaiser, Koji Kabuto the main character flying into the camera saying, "And I will never die," and then it immediately smash cuts to the title card from the next episode, which is Koji Kabuto dies in magma. It's legendary. That's the greatest of all time.
That's a good
Which
one.
he does. He dies in magma. That's great. He's not lying. I will never die. He's dying.
Spoke a little too soon, dude.
So yeah, the scene is of her sort of curled up, sort of on her floor, sleeping it off. And, Alexis Carib is just kind of hanging out in her room.
Yeah, he's just there being ominous while she's laying on the floor
In
her piles of trash.
I personally took that to be a depression fetal curl, so maybe that's just me. But yes, it didn't seem to be that she was sleeping on the floor so much as she was curled up in a ball, being upset that her monster had lost.
And yeah, it's very eerie.
Yes, the way he's just sort of standing, and like he's, not in the computer right now, which we've seen he can do, but, he doesn't do often.
Drop into restaurants, order some tomato juice.
Yeah, that's still the best.
Go maim Auntie. Just walking into the restaurant was that was a good one. Just, hey, I'm this giant, weird dude. Hi.
And that is the end of this particular confrontation.
Dun dun dun.
This definitely adds more weird texture to what is going on here. I am beginning to lean towards the whole Tommy Westphal, this was all a dream kind of solution, but who knows?
Okay, I'll just nod and try not to give too much away.
Whereas before I was thinking it was more of it's still maybe more of a dark city. Although again, trending less towards Dark City and more towards Jacob's Ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Or, again, the end of Saint Elsewhere.
Where does Mysterio fit into all of this?
I don't think we're dealing with a Mysterio here, unless it turns out there were no kaiju whatsoever, and it's just...
And it was all actually holograms.
It was just a bunch of controlled demolitions.
Yes.
Akane is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Atomic breath can't melt steel beans.
So yeah, we're definitely, it's leaning very heavily into everything being crazy and weird at this point. And yeah, so you start to wonder, like, what's real and what even matters anymore.
Or, of course, given the David Lynchian feel of this entire series, it's also possible they're just not going to tell us anything.
That is always an option with anime. See also the Christian terminology in Evangelion.
Yeah, Ava is way more confusing than this show, ultimately. We get...
It's not. It's really not. It's so easy.
Well, no, it's
all
confusing
aesthetic.
for the sake of
There's no message,
confusing,
people. There's no message.
Yeah.
He just thinks it looks cool.
Although, wasn't it like one of the video games that explained that the angels are actually aliens? That wasn't actually in any other bit of media.
Oh, wow. I just
Ancient
kind of,
aliens.
assumed. I was like, okay, so these things seem like they're supposed to be aliens.
There was,
surprisingly, we've had everything but aliens on this show. I think that's the one explanation that has not been put forward.
Well, Utsumi has said that, but we haven't had it proved fact.
Yes.
Because aliens are a standard thing in Ultraman, not in Gridman. The original Gridman.
Yes.
Wait, what the fuck was Kilokon anyway? What?
Kilokon?
Was he just a virus?
I think they said he was a virus.
Yeah, something like that.
The evil Kilokon lives inside computer circuits.
Yes.
Anyway, so that should about wrap up episode 8. Thank you again for joining us. And is there anything you would like to plug?
Grant?
Like I said, thanks again for having me on. It was a blast talking. Anytime you guys want to have me on, I didn't realize this was going to be so Transformers heavy. I feel at home.
Yeah.
I'm just wheelie compared to your mighty Transformers brains, but I'm glad to be here. Wheelie say fine friends today. No, but, Blade Licking Thieves or my Twitter at Grant the Thief. Both are great places to check me out. Also, Yadatachi and the Super Senpai podcast. All of those things where I just yell about cartoons and stuff.
Yep, and I will have links to those on the actual post to go along with the podcast on iaconunderground.net.
All right. So until then, so we will join you next time for more Transformers Prime coverage as we enter the final season. And we will also be back in a month.
Hunters.
We'll also be back in a month discussing the next episode of SSS Gridman with
Mark Dent, who made me promise that he would be on that episode.
All right, so the return of a previous guest.
Yes.
I'm intrigued already.
Yeah.
And of course,
see, we do have a next episode teaser.
Oh. And of course, we also have a Patreon on iconunderground.net. This month, we will be discussing Spider-Man Far From Home.
We sure will.
Yes. And there, it will be I who is the master.
Yes.
Yes.
Rob will school
Rob
us all.
Is this character from the comics?
He certainly is.
Basically.
So until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. I'm David. Grant. Say goodbye, Grant.
Oh, sorry. Everyone keeps cutting on that. Bye. Goodbye, Grant.
The internet's going down. We're getting cloud flared. Oh, hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but guess who has decided he needs an escort outside right now? It's my cat. I will be right back.
I've got a brief escort mission to attend to.
Yes?
The big
Oh
problem.
my god, come on. Yep, come on.
So watching a show I love and then just having this plagiarism thing, it's like, oh, that feels awful. Like, I felt embarrassed for the director of this show. It's like, oh no.
Yeah,
right,
to quote Arrested Development, you kind of get the douche chills.
Yeah. Anyway, while Jen's doing that, we can yammer, and I can use this as an outtake. Who's watched Evangelion on Netflix?
I have not, but I've actually never seen it.
No.
Oh,
I don't know if I want to.
I watched it years ago when I ostensibly was exactly the right age, a 14-year-old young man. And it's never, I've got issues with it. I think it's just pretty okay, and I really like the stuff when it's just being Ultraman. But I don't know, like Ava's doesn't really do it for me as much as it does for other people, and the fandom is super off-putting. Like, Ava just brings
that's the thing. Like, I watched it in college, and I was watching it subbed and dubbed, because, like, I knew a friend who was getting fan sub stuff, and my friends were buying the VHSs. We're having an Evangelion discussion, which is going to be an outtake, Jen, and we'll come back in a minute. I'm rambling.
Okay.
Where was I? Oh yeah, like I watched the show in like around episode 14 or so. Like I kind of enjoyed it because of like the Ultraman stuff and the Monster of the Week. That was cool. And around episode 14, it's like, nah, I kind of don't watch the show. But like my roommates were still getting the tapes, and my friend who was getting the fan subs was still getting the fan subs. So it's like I just through inertia watched both versions to the finish. And I was like, it's kind of unfulfilling. Yeah, I get that Kaoru is in love with Shinji. I see the gay subtext that is text that has been turned back into bad subtext in the Netflix dub. It's just like, but my problem with the show, which I realized a few days ago and mentioned on Twitter, is like Evangelion at the time when it came out was the wrong show, the wrong show at the right time. Like, anime was starting to get really big, and VHS tapes were coming out easy. Well, even before it ended up on Toonami, or Adult Swim, or wherever the fuck it was. Like, it was big enough and good enough, but not really that great, that a lot of people saw it, but it wasn't that great. Whereas now, it may be the right anime at the right time, because it's easy. We've had over 20 years of people analyzing how it's nothing to do with Christian imagery. It's Christian imagery from Ultraman, cause Anno loves Ultraman, and he was working his way through his depression while making the show. It was cathartic for him.
That's the part I like.
And Yeah, and the message of getting through your depression works a lot better now, but I don't want to rewatch the show. Although I do recommend everyone should watch Blue Blazes. What is it? Something or other. Maybe I'll link to that somewhere in a tweet or something when this comes out. It's about a manga artist who was working in the early days, like before, Diacon 3 in Japan, the convention. And one of his classmates was Hideaki Anno. And he's a big character in the TV show. And he's so adorable. I want to hug him after. Like, Evangelion, like back in the day, I hated the fandom. I just didn't like the show, but I hated the fandom.
The fandom drives me up the wall.
And by extension, I kind of hated Anno because of that. But after Shin Godzilla and seeing Blue Blazes, I kind of love Anno. It's like, I want to give him a big hug.
Yeah, there's two things I want to say on that. I recommend if you want manga with Anno in it, his wife is a mangaka and she did a manga about like their life together and such, and it's actually quite hilarious. But
I just discovered
I
that.
agree with you. I used to not like Anno as much because I thought it was all very pretentious, but I come to realize that he and I are very similar in that we love Kamen Rider. We love Ultraman, and we're both really tired of Evangelion and would do literally anything to get away from the property because he's working through his Eva burnout by making a Godzilla movie, I guess. Yeah. Like, he's like, just anything but Eva, please. So, Anno's a good dude. He does, like, Kamen Rider cosplay and stuff. Oh, yeah. Like, he's my kind of guy. I mean, yeah.
He's in a better place now. He'll probably make another Godzilla movie, if we're lucky.
Yeah, I hope so. For his sake, I hope he never has to touch Ava ever again. He can live out his dreams.
Yeah, just cash some checks and never touch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the episode.
So
the fight has started.
Yeah,
yay.
So by your powers combined, I am full powered Gridman.